Hi, I'm Nicole Slowey and I'm the Director of Brand and Professional Services here at Qdos. In this video today, we're going to be talking about the confusion that's arising between the new joint and several liability rules, or umbrella tax reform, and IR35. As of the 6th of April, the new joint and several liability provisions are now in place, introduced via Chapter 11 of ITEPA. Fundamentally, the new rules mean that organisations in a labour supply chain where an umbrella company is used and HMRC receives an underpayment, incorrect payment or non-payment of PAYE and NICE, the relevant parties in the supply chain will be liable for those taxes in addition to the umbrella company themselves. Now, this is a new piece of tax legislation and is applicable, as I said, where umbrella companies are in the supply chain. We've seen a recent increase in the number of inquiries from clients, hiring organisations or recruitment agencies asking us if businesses need to consider the IR35 status of those workers engaged in those umbrella models directly as a result of the introduction of the new rules. Now, we have a couple of theories as to why there is some confusion in respect of this. In this video, we're going to unpack that. So I think first and foremost, the principal reason as to why there is some confusion is the close association between IR35, ways of working under IR35, and the usage of umbrella companies. Now, with the introduction of the off-payroll rules in 2021, we've seen a significant increase in the use of umbrella companies as a means of engaging or paying workers inside of IR35. Now, fundamentally, that allowed organisations to continue to use contingent labour, but not actually consider those people as legitimately self-employed and engage them on a basis where they were having employment taxes deducted at source. So in actual fact, for those organisations engaging workers via umbrella companies, IR35 in itself wasn't applicable because the workers were being engaged by having tax deducted at source. But you even still see today many roles advertised as inside IR35 umbrella as being the tagline. So that association has largely been driven by changes in the market, other pieces of legislation being introduced several years ago, and probably just some bad habits and bad uses of terminology sticking when we're thinking about the engagement of off-payroll workers or contingent labour or contractors operating via umbrella companies. To be clear, there is no requirement for organisations who engage umbrella workers to consider their IR35 status. Those workers are employees for tax purposes and are not providing their services via their own limited companies. Therefore, there is no requirement to consider IR35 at all. Now, the more concerning theory that we have that's supporting this increased rise is actually the significant amount of misinformation that we're seeing, either via commentators on LinkedIn, via email campaigns from organisations providing services, whether that be recruitment agencies, whether that be other types of tax consultants who are ultimately incorrect and misinformed that there is a direct correlation between these two pieces of tax legislation. Now, it ultimately goes to the point that organisations should be engaging trusted partners when it comes to advising on the position and making sure that they're staying up to date with the relevant information in respect of new legislations, evolving establishment of new consultations or other changes to the contingent labour landscape. It's definitely been a couple of years where we've had a lot going on with various consultations, the introduction of the new rules under the umbrella piece, as well as what we've seen with the Employment Rights Bill. Similarly, that's going to continue as we see the consultation open for umbrella and recruitment agency broader regulation and the introduction of the Fair Work Agency. Now, we've written a really detailed article in respect of what the challenges are or myth busting that we need to do between the introduction of the umbrella rules and IR35, which you can read a little bit more about on our LinkedIn. If you have any additional questions or want to understand a little bit more about the JSL rules, Qdos has a white paper that can be downloaded. Or if you'd like to speak to one of our team, please get in touch. We'd be more than happy to talk you through the specifics of the new JSL rules, the specifics around IR35 and off-payroll working rules legislation, and any details around any questions you specifically might have around perhaps any confusion. Now, to stay up to date with news and views from Qdos, please subscribe to our channel.